I'm going to show you some of my little critters here. Here is a bumblebee, here is an ant, and here's a butterfly. Isn't that amazing? They're kind of goofy looking, but I like them anyway, and I don't know what they were doing in my desk drawer, but there they were. Whenever you consider the bumblebee, the ant, and the butterfly, each one of them has its own specific purpose. You know, a butterfly can't do what a bumblebee does, and an ant can't do necessarily what a bumblebee or a butterfly does. Each one has its own way of serving creation. God made them that way. That's how they are. Whenever you deal with a bumblebee, of course, you know, they are the ones who go for the pollen in the plants. And they're also the ones who then spread that pollen around, and they are the ones who are able to let fruit grow and by cross-pollination. The ants, they're always doing something, carrying heavy loads, and yet they have their purpose as well. Not in my kitchen, but they have a purpose going on, that God has created them for something special. And right now, during this time of year, we're watching the monarch butterflies go all the way to Mexico and probably parts beyond that. They serve a purpose as well. Each one has its own individual purpose that God has given to them. So do we. In fact, the Apostle Paul says that in 1 Corinthians chapter 12. He says each one of us has been given individual gifts according to God's favor and according to God's wisdom. And so he wants us to use it. You know, someone else may not have your talents. Like the bumblebee doesn't have the same gifts as the ant, and the ant doesn't have the same gifts as the butterfly. We aren't called to have the same gifts. He gives us a diversity, it says. He gives us different gifts, but a common purpose. As these have a common purpose for building up creation, we have a common purpose for building up the body of Christ, His church. My friends, use the gifts that God has given you. Use them fully. Don't be afraid to. Recognize them and use them fully, and use them for the common good, as Paul says, for building up the body of Christ. God's blessings to you. Rest in His peace.